What's good? It's your boy ATC. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you fucking with my content. You feel me? And this time we got Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War, episode 20 review. Let's get started. Episode start off with the Stern Renner V, Vanishing Point, Noir Lee, or the Afro Robot as I call him. He's still doing his little disappearing acting shit. Yachiru punching the air like a motherfucker still, but he making splices as he disappears and reappears on her. He get to breaking down his abilities, basically a ghost that can make you forget he's there and what he's doing from your mind. Yachiru able to feel that his aura or just his energy is off since the very beginning. She don't know why or what he there for, but she just gonna keep going after him. Afro try to come in for a sneak attack, but she splices his ass. Her sword strike her target whether they dodge or not. She then activates her Shikai, Sanpo Kenju, and then two beasts appear. And basically that's how it explains it to you, how she's able to attack you whether you dodge or not. Like it's two beasts that's going, either one of them gonna hit you or the other one gonna hit you. But unlike most that activate their Shikai, her sword didn't change. So she got some special shit. She then attacks him, but she isn't able to split him in half. And that's when we see Gremmy appear behind the barrier where the two captains are recuperating from fighting Superstar. He back there with them. Gremmy and the little Afro bot, they get to conversing back and forth, and he get to telling them like, shit, I'm your creator, and I'm about ready to kill your ass. He then imagines a future where the bot doesn't exist, and basically it instantly blows up like a bomb. Like, motherfucking painted the walls, pinata, juice, everywhere, like crazy. Gremmy's power is imagination, and basically this is crazy as fuck is what I was like, how I was perceiving it in my mind. Like he imagined an Afrobot, right, that could erase existence from sight, mind, and memory from his opponents. So imagine you created a creature or a thing that could do that to your enemies, and itself is a creation from your mind. So in other words, this Gremmy motherfucker is a cold motherfucker, like in my opinion. I don't know how y'all feeling, let me know in the comments, but Gremmy a cold motherfucker. Got Insane shook. She like, what the fuck? This thing was just attacking us, then you just obliterated it, bitch, like it right in front of me. Gremmy get to explaining these captains that I'm in here with. Oh yeah, I already done pat their ass like some Newports. They gone. As he says that, he basically walks through the barrier or whatever. Yachiru comes straight for him, but he break her ass down, imagining her bones were made of cookies, like fragile like a motherfucker. Got her ass broke down. The way he twists her shit and just crumple that shit, and then like, yeah, imagine, yeah, your bones, cookies, like, yeah, I already knew her shit was finna be like fucked up. Everything this dude imagined becomes a reality. So that's damn near an OP ability if used correctly. That boy Kenpachi the demon himself, bursting through that motherfucking ceiling. He felt Yachiru's spiritual pressure getting unstable, so you already know he was gonna come. You know, he's saying, looking at him like, where the fuck, where's Captain Unohana? And then he lets him know like, shit, I had to kill her, you know, shit, I'm the new Kenpachi now. I got the title that Captain Unohana had. It was a battle, but she dead now. Which y'all can check out on my channel as well from the last curve. So just look at the Bleach playlist and you definitely gonna find it. But back to the review and shit like that. He got the new title. Gremmy like, fuck these introductions and shit. He get to activating the building and shit, shifting them around. And the captains that he said he killed, they fallen in the process. But he's saying she jumped to save him. After all the rumblings of the buildings get done moving around and shit, he builds a stage up just for them to fight on so he can more properly introduce himself to Kenpachi. Gremmy the Visionary, as he called himself, and he think he the strongest. And Kenpachi like, shit, if you the strongest and I'm the strongest, well, then fuck it, let's get it on. Like, shit, this ought to be a good battle. He get to swinging that sword at his ass. He cut him, but then, like, you know, Gremmy imagine that, like, you know, he's stronger than steel. But then, shit, Kenny like, shit, that don't mean nothing, nigga. I cut through anything. Kenny cut that bitch like butter. But you already know Gremmy imagine that he heals, so it don't really do too much to him. But then he get to talking some shit, talking about he ain't gonna he'll beat Kenpachi without even laying a single finger on him. So you already know he acting like he got the big kahunas now at this point. Yachiru looking up at Kenny, he like, shit, take your ass to safety. Why you still sitting there for? Kenny jump in the air like to slash at Gremmy, and he imagines Kenpachi like in water, like submerged, like a water prison jutsu type shit. Got Yachiru falling through a crack in a hole in the ground and shit. And you know my boy Kenny wasn't finna let that happen. And as he in the water like prison type shit, he lunged that bitch forward all the way into the ground. And Gremmy sealed that bitch up and shit. Even that ain't stopping him. Kenny come busting out that motherfucker. Yachiru right in his hand. Gremmy took his mind off imagining her bones were cookies while he trying to focus on fighting Kenny, so she was able to heal and shit and return back to normal. Well, for the most part, other than that original arm that he broke. Other Quincy's watching from afar, disgusted to see him losing against Kenpachi. They talking shit, talking mad shit about that dude. Kenpachi like, shit, I sense insane spiritual pressure still, so he's sending Yachiru down there to get healed up and check on the other two captains since they was falling down there in the rubble and shit. Kenny get to talking to him like, really, if you the strongest, Gremmy, you prove that shit, like, come on. And he come lunging at him again, and then we see Gremmy start earthbending, throwing like these big ass shoulders of earth like towards him and shit out the ground. Y'all gonna see in the pictures. But as he's throwing these at Kenny, he's still thinking at the same time like, shit, like, should I really take this fight serious? Am I really the strongest? Like, do I really want to kill this dude? Gremmy get that look in his eye, and he on it. Bro, pull out the Call of Duty trope on him. Keep start busting at him GTA weapons and shit. I'm talking about RPGs, the whole nine. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna let you have it at this point. He got that devilish smirk on his face. He grinning and smiling. He got Black Air Force energy. Kenny block all that shit. Bro stomped so hard in the ground that it put up a shield itself from that shit. Basically blocking all them fucking shits. But he was busting, though. I ain't gonna lie. Gremmy was letting them shits go. Kenny get to smiling and shit too. He like, yeah, nigga, I like that look in your eyes. Shit, you starting to have fun just like me now. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing but to do it. Gremmy really smiling and shit. Little devious ass, little blonde motherfucker. This motherfucker a little free. He having a fight gasm at this point. Kenny jump in the air again, get the lunging at him, come down, slashing through this little shield and shit that he put up. And Gremmy, like, you know how he come through, he slash and then the sword gets stuck in the middle of him and shit. Kenny thinking he got the upper hand. He like, what the fuck, but my sword stuck. So this Gremmy motherfucker, while he got his sword stuck in there, he lets this big hand from the sky, like a big ass high five, come smashing down right on top of Kenpachi. Kenpachi ain't letting none of that shit stop, and he fading all that shit. He slice his ass again, and he come flying back from up underneath that hole. Before Gremmy can even react, he done sliced him again. Grimmy starting to get doubtful of himself at this point. He's starting to imagine himself losing. Kenny like, yeah, you starting to feel that motherfucking shit, huh? He healed himself again, thinking he got the one up on Kenny, cause he basically letting him know, like, yeah, he out loud saying that you imagining yourself losing against me, huh, boy? So thinking he got the one up, he get to thanking Kenpachi, and Gremmy hit that motherfucking shadow clone and imagine himself another him. Not necessarily like a doppelganger, but he imagined another him. So now it's two of them with some shadow clone type shit. The power of his imagination simply doubles, they say, as they create a giant-sized meteor that appears in the sky over the Zaraki. Kenny like, fuck that shit, I ain't never cut one of them down before. He ready. He get to top it in the air and shit. He get to talking to the sword. All the rest of the Soul Reapers in the Zaraki, they looking up, they seeing this big-ass meteor forming in the sky. Like, oh shit, nigga, Godzilla, we doomed. Gremmy get to talking shit, though. He like, shit, and what's worse, even if you kill me, the meteor would not go away. It's already in reality. I already done imagined it. So he really talking shit at this point, but he ain't ready. Kenny jump forth and split that motherfucker literally with joy in his eyes, like as it falls and obliterates like this calamity from the sky. Like my boy had a whole smirk in his face as he split that motherfucker open. Whole damn cantaloupe, like obliterated. Planet burster. Kenny on a whole nother damn level. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Kenpachi on a whole nother level. Gremmy looking shook as fuck at this point. Kenpachi activates his Shikai. Big ass butcher knife sword appears, and Gremmy hit the shadow clone like he 3 times now. It's even more shadow clones than before. Gremmy like, oh yeah, you think I'm finna fight you? Oh hell no, we finna summon a fucking black hole on your ass. Put my man in space. So at this moment, Gremmy got Kenpachi in space suffocating. It still don't stop Kenny from cutting through that shit. Bro, like shit, you shouldn't have imagined yourself losing a little power on this side. You left yourself open. Damn near chopping Gremmy in half when he cut through the black hole. Imagine that shit. My man is suffocating through the black hole, and still a whole demon come through from the black hole, cutting your ass in half damn near. Yeah, nobody's not fucking with Kenpachi 2 times. As a desperate attempt, Gremmy try to grab a hold of Kenny and basically try to self-destruct with the rest of the clones. But this does nothing but basically rip the shirt off this nigga. At this point, Gremmy, you a Black Air Force energy user. Kenpachi, you a Black Air Force energy user. You two niggas is just some steppers. Y'all just stepping at this point. Gremmy like, you really is a demon. You really a monster. So Gremmy tries to imagine himself stronger than Kenny, and as he slowly starts transforming and flying up towards him, trying to make his final attempt, Kenny looking down in disgust like, nigga, the fuck is this? You weirdo. You could never fuck with me, bruh. Told you I'm cutting through anything. Transforming, turning into a monster. Before he could even reach Kenny, he started breaking down and disintegrating, turning himself into the same monster he was imagining Kenny was, killing himself in the process. Gremmy get to making his last plea before he died, basically ejecting his head out of his body and admitting that even the body we see was a figmentation of his imagination. That's how cold this motherfucker was. Everything we seen was an imagination of his mind. That's how powerful his third eye was, to me. Or at least that's how I'm going to put it in my review. That's how powerful this nigga mind was, his third eye. But we see him, or we see the remnants of him. He basically sad as he's disappearing because he won't be able to imagine what the next, what it's gonna be like in the next life. What he really gonna see. So that's the ending of him, like his soul or whatever. It disappeared at this point. And that would conclude episode 20 of Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War. Man, this fucking episode was mad crazy. Once again, off the Richter scale, man, 10 out of 10. Y'all already knew I was gonna get a 10 out of 10 just off the strength of we got to see Gremmy is a cold motherfucker. His abilities, being able to imagine things and then they come into a reality and like it actually exists as a power. Yeah, that's OP as fuck. He just didn't use that shit correctly, but that shit in itself was crazy, and I like how they animated that shit. I was not expecting bro to pull out the guns with the GTA style RPGs, and I was not expecting none of that. And not only just that, but even with Kenpachi and seeing him finally make his debut back from the last time we seen him when he killed Captain Unohana, that was crazy. He made a fucking entrance. I knew he was gonna come, you know what I'm talking about, and he did his motherfucking thing this entire episode. And as he was smiling up, they animated that shit perfectly. When he's smiling as he planet bursting that motherfucker in half, that shit was perfect. I love how they did that. So yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling about this review. All good things. Y'all ain't got no negative vibe coming off me, man. I love Bleach, and hopefully y'all love this review. As always, one love, two peace, and we out. To the next review. You dig? For sure.